Let's go to certification. There is a scroll down window and you can select the API 653 and see what this exam about. So obviously this is an authorized inspector to be qualified for tank inspection, repair, alteration, or reconstruction. And it's a very, very powerful certificate and it's mandatory for many companies. So you will find job in insurance companies, operators, maintenance companies, clients, owners, users. And recently, API has got certification from ISO 172.4. So that means it became an international certificate as well. And it is also ANSI accredited certification, American National Accreditation Board. The two, as I said, it's a 7.5 hours in total. That includes 45 minutes break. 2 hours, 45 minutes for 110 closed book questions, and then 3 hours, 45 minutes for open book part. The closed book would be 110 questions and the open book would be 60 questions. There are 170 questions in total then, but only 140 are scored. The remaining 30 are pre-test questions. Now, they are shuffled, so you have to answer all the questions because you don't know which one is scored or not. So why this pre-test question then in API exam? API normally does a job analysis of a storage tank inspector. So practically they see what a typical API 653 authorized storage tank inspector should have knowledge about and should be capable of it. What is his day-to-day duties? Based on that, they have prepared the publication effectivity or reference materials of the questions. So the questions is normally designed by one subject matter expert, SMEs, and then checked by 3 other subject matter experts. And the idea is that is the question clear enough? So it's not confusing. They would check it. And is the question is what an API 653 storage tank inspector should know about. There is the pass mark is 70%, no negative marking. So please answer all the questions. There is a frequently asked question here. We also have in our website a FAQ that is beyond this. So I would suggest that you look at the exam tutorial beforehand because this is what you see before you start the exam. You have 10 minutes to look at this. And it practically tells you how the icons work and all that and what is this exam about. So it says 170 questions, total closed and open book 390 minutes. And you see here on the left-hand side, the questions, and then you can click on that and then see the questions if you want to jump in. And then there is a next and back button. There is a timing here that when this tutorial finishes and the same way when the main exam finishes, your name would be here. Using the mouse would be same way as I'm doing it. You can use your mouse. Navigating through the exams, once you can jump from one question to another or just go sequentially. You will have the remaining time here and the number of questions you have attempted, 1 out of 150, for example. And if it's a long question, it says this page requires a scrolling. So you have to come down till at the end, and then you can answer it. So time remaining, it will be always there. I would suggest that you try to finish 15 to 20 minutes before your allocated time so that you can go back and review any flagged off question. Now, this button is actually very, very useful in my opinion. You can flag off any question. So I would suggest that if you are in doubt about the correct answer, you flag it off. And then at the end, you can see all the flagged off question at least once again. But answer the question because there is no negative marking and you don't want to panic at the end of the exam to see what you answered and what you didn't answer. I haven't seen any multiple question, but anyway, they have brought this here. So if you click on your selected answer, it will change color, so you know that it is you have answered the questions, and then you can use the next button and back button. They would give you some practice questions in the tutorial. They would give you a calculator on your desktop. It would look something like this because there is a simple, addition or division or multiplication you might need. And then if you hold and click, drag, it will highlight that part of the question so you can zoom in if you wish. And this is also particularly useful. You can right click and then it will strike up that question. So if you are in doubt about the correct answer, you can eliminate and then zoom in on the possible right answers. And then you can also review the questions by those questions that you have not attempted, or the one that you have attempted, or the one flagged off. So you can have a look, see that you have answered all the questions. Just do the section review. So all shall turn green. Now the ones which is black, which means you have flagged it off here, or you haven't answered it. Okay. So this, and then you can leave a comment for each question, but remember this is coming off your time. So the minute you start the exam, click this button, or when this 10 minutes time for tutorial finishes, your exam starts, okay? So that's a good one to look at before the exam. So take off the stress.